Graph the function and its parent function. Describe the transformation. Here we have f of x equals 3 times the absolute value of x minus 1 and then plus 2. So let's graph that, and we're going to graph the parent function, which is simply f of x equals absolute value of x. And then we'll compare and figure out the transformation or transformations. Okay, so first off, we're going to graph 3 and then times, and then for absolute value it's under math, and then we have to go over to number, and then it's ABS, that's absolute value. And it's going to be x minus 1, and then we're going to hit the right arrow to go outside the absolute value, and then plus 2. You know, I probably didn't need to do 3 times absolute value. I probably could have just put 3 absolute value. I just wanted to make sure there. Okay, and then down arrow to y2, and that one's just going to be y equals absolute value of x. So I'm going to go straight to the math menu, and then over to number, and choose option 1, which is absolute value, and then x, and then right arrow to get out of there. So I have 3 absolute value of x minus 1 plus 2 as the function, and the parent function of absolute value of x. And let's graph. So the parent function is in red, the original function is in blue. Now let's take a look. This is a square window. So that means the proportions shown here should be accurate. If you didn't put it on a square zoom, you might do that by choosing zoom and then z-square was option 5. And here it's just going to redraw the graph. Okay, so there's that parent function. Now looking at the grid carefully here, it looks like it was translated 1 to the right and up 1, 2, because the vertex here of the function is at 1 and then 2, and the parent function vertex is 0, 0. So 1 right and up 2. And it also looks like there was a vertical stretch because this V, the blue, is steeper than the parent function, which is in red. Okay, and I'm going to look at the function table to try and quantify this a little bit. So the original function looks like it's decreasing by 3. It goes 5, 2, and then increasing by 3, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, so it's adding 3. And the parent function, which is in red, is just increasing by 1 each time. So we have a rate of change of 3 compared to a rate of change of 1, and that means we have a vertical stretch by 3. Let's go back to the graph. Okay, and let's see, does the blue look like it's 3 times as steep as the red? Well, yeah, it kind of does. Okay, so those are our transformations. So first of all, we had a translation, and it was 1 right and 2 up. And then we had a vertical stretch by 3. And that's by a factor of 3. Okay, so those are the transformations that would be applied to the parent function to give you this given function here, the f of x equals 3 absolute value x minus 1 plus 2.